Hello everybody, this is the Doctor, and with me today is Typical Manga Fan. And on to this episode of the Typical Manga Review, we will be discussing Bleach Chapter 615, All Is Lost. And we open up back on Earth with Ichigo's sisters. Remember them?
They're actually like still around.
Yeah.
Like everyone else didn't just get like thrown into nothingness because no one gave a shit about them, or they were like in the back of the mind of Kubo.
Well, like I said, right now they're experiencing the starting effects of the whole destruction of the universe with an earthquake kicking in.
Yeah, I was just surprised they haven't been thrown into oblivion before, just simply because Kubo's put everyone who isn't like Ichigo and his friends into the backs of everyone's mind.
Yeah. One thing I am noticing in this chapter, though, Karin, the black-haired twin, like, she almost seems kind of aware of what's going on, or on some level. Like, obviously she doesn't know, but it's like she's like staying calm and almost like she's trying to distract the other one.
Or maybe she just has so much confidence in Ichigo being able to fix it. You know, it can go in either way, really.
Because we know she's spiritually aware, but the other one, Yuzu, is not. As far as I know.
I thought Yuzu was, but just not as much.
Maybe not to the same degree, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're all spiritually aware, but I think she's just the least of them all. And then we go through some fan art, especially of one of Yorishi's brother. Man, that guy looks like a girl. Even with the coloring, he looks like a girl.
Yeah. My big concern with him is that he's a dead boy-girl walking.
A dead boy-girl walking?
In other words, he's doomed.
I
said it before. Like, the fact that they introduced him at this point means one of them, him or Yoruichi, is going to die. Or possibly Soifan.
Maybe. We'll see.
I don't think there's a maybe about it in this case.
Well,
anyway.
The thing is, though, Kubo, it's that he doesn't do as much as Oda, and he does kill people off, but I mean, like, he's not as, like, the thing about even the Naruto, One Piece, and even Bleach is that killing off the good guys is not as often as you think it is. Like,
no, but he has only been introduced in the last arc, and his main goal is to get them where they need to go. The moment they're there, his usefulness comes to an end. Yeah, and he'll be in front of Yoruichi, and he will be dead. Or one of them will die.
I'm pretty sure he's going to slip into the background. I don't know. Like, there's a lot of characters I like that. Like of course the Royal Guard, and I think Ganju's sister was kind of like that, where she just shows up to say, hey, here's a cannon to shoot you into the sky. You know, I don't know. We'll see. It can go. It really could go either way. Like he could probably just decide based on his mood. You know. And let's see. So this starts off with basically. Yeah, well, Karin basically finishes off with saying this earthquake has been going pretty long, hasn't it? So it's been going on for a while.
Yeah.
And then we see the picture of a really big panel of the Soul King, who still emotionless and not reacting at all. So he's probably still he's dead, but before that he was probably obviously frozen for some reason that I don't really understand why.
Yep. And then. Like I said, we go to the we see like a big panel of something falling. Yeah, I said there may be something to that. I'm beginning to think. I think you might be able to mention that. Anyway, like I said, we go to have a couple panels of something falling to the floor. Then we see the Soul King pretty much bisected. And also, the special effects here are really cheap. I mean, you can see the wires.
That was a good one.
And he was like, Ichigo's not quite sure what's happening, like why he attacked him.
And wait, did I ever mention how hot Yoruichi is? I don't think I did. No, I'll just say that right now. Yoruichi's hot.
Okay.
Anyway, going back to the story. Well, the little story that we have going on right here. Yeah, he's just staring and being, everyone's just like surprised and shocked, and I guess he's just trying to, get it together that, he was the one who ended up doing that. And then Box says, don't make me repeat myself. Dude, you've been repeating yourself like 5 freaking times already, okay? You have no right to say that.
For someone who's all-seeing, he doesn't seem to understand the concept of redundancy.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so anyway, he was basically saying, yeah, you pretty much finished the Soul King, even though he was dead before he came. I don't get it. It's just mutilating his body at this point, right? It doesn't make a difference. And
even Ichigo's confused about why he stabbed him, why he can't seem to let go of this, or either why he can't or why he couldn't let go of the sword.
Well, I think it's pretty obvious. I mean, come on. Maybe it's because of shock, but I think at this point, like immediately be like, okay, so yeah, it's my Quincy blood. He's controlling it somehow, you know?
Well, that's pretty much what Ewok ends up explaining here.
Yeah, but
It's part of his almighty power.
I just don't think he needed explaining because I think Ichigo could have easily deduced that. I think we all deduced that. Why are we explaining something that we already know?
Ichigo's still pretty new to the fact that he's a Quincy blood, so I don't know how much he would have considered that fact. But yeah, either way, he could at least figure something was going.
Well, the audience figured out. I assume pretty much immediately because I figured out like literally 2 seconds after I even looked at the panel. So, if the audience and the characters should be similar or on similar levels in terms of knowledge. You know, whatever Ichigo knows, we should know. You know, or roughly around there. You know.
Yeah, I mean, we might figure something out before he does, but generally we're about the same there. Like that's how that sort of thing.
Anyway, so he's like, my shift is A, the Almighty. Yes, this is redundancy, man. Shut up. What A for annoying asshole. Anyway, able to foresee all the future and the ability to steal all power. Okay, that's a new one, all power, but we kind of know that now.
Yeah, I mean that because he gives and takes.
Yeah. So Almighty is in terms of God, I guess.
Well, we already knew that too.
Yeah, we already knew that, but like he's actually saying it's a legit ability. It's actually part of the Almighty ability, not a separate ability, which is simply a confirmation. But it's like, yeah, we could have figured that out too. It doesn't really matter at this point. Like he's just being redundant as always, and he's like, yeah. So he basically gave his Reiatsu, whatever.
Spirit's power,
yeah, spiritual energy into this to Ichigo through the sword. So basically, he kind of catalyze the reaction within Ichigo's soul energy in his blood. And you cannot forgive. A Quincy blood just flow through your brains, then you must kill the Soul King. So obviously there's some daddy issues, as you said, going around here.
I mean, I'm also thinking about the whole Quincy massacre, but somehow I'm thinking that's not as important as it used to be.
Well, the Quincy massacre happened. Well, I mean, think about it. Before the Quincy massacre, what was the relationship between Shinigami and not Shinigami and Quincy's? Because yes, they were not on easy terms, but did they hate each other in the sense that they were trying to kill each other apart? Because even what was his Soken, that was the grandfather, right?
I think that's the father. One of them, like Uryu's grandfather. Either way.
His father's Ryuken.
Okay, then yeah, Soken. So either way, Uryu's grandfather.
Yeah, so Soken said that he was trying to like work with the Shinigami, and he was trying to say, okay, well, I will just be there first. You could be my backup. We obviously know that Soken was an exception, but do you think that was kind of the similar relationship they had before the massacre? We don't really know. It's too much. All we know is that Bulk holds a really big grudge, and I think I have I think I might have like a theory as to why, and I think it's because I'll say that to the end. But okay. So right now,
now Ichigo pretty much is finally letting go of Ewok's sword, grabbing his own and attacking. But Ewok questions if he even has a reason to fight them now that the Soul Society has pretty much been eradicated. Like, the thing you're trying to protect is gone, or going.
I feel like this question's been asked to Ichigo, asked to Ichigo before. Like, I feel like someone's asked this question already to Ichigo. I think like in the end it's like. In the end, it's like the purpose is instinct or some bullshit like that. But like, I feel like somewhere, like it's a long time ago. I think maybe Soul Society or even Hueco Mundo, where no, I think maybe it was Aizen where you said like, yeah. So, Hime, you saved Orihime. So what's the point of fighting me now? I think that's what you said. Like, yeah. I think it might have been Aizen. Like, if someone asked this question of Ichigo,
could have been Ulquiorra.
Ulquiorra. Maybe. I think it might be Luca. But someone asked this question to Ichigo before. I know. I'm pretty sure. And so it's just maybe either Kubo's doing this intentionally or he just forgot because honestly, it's easy to forget stuff in Bleach now.
Yeah. So we're back in Soul Society and they're pretty much watching the end of the world, wondering what has happened.
There's a giant hole in the sky in the ceiling.
Well, that was there to begin with, but yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah.
Urara's pretty much. Like... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, it's just like I think it's like all the rocks like going up, right? Like levitating up, right? Because of the destruction, or just the earthquake. Because it looks like it's going up based on the angles.
I just figured it was just collapsing.
Is it falling, going up? Yeah. Because it was falling. Wouldn't it kind of be closer to the? Oh,
Oh, it could be because going a couple pages later, he sees like rocks and things kind of floating in the air. So you might be right.
Well, actually, but yeah. Yeah, because we can't really tell the rocks are going up or down in the panel with Ikaku and Yumichaka, but Yumichika. I keep saying Chaka for some reason. But yeah, it ultimately just and
you broke up
it's caving in. The roof is.
Okay, yeah, it is caving in then. Okay.
Okay, so the Quincy's so everyone's like confused as to why this is happening, and then Urahara's like, "Holy shit, the Soul King is dead."
Yep, and he pretty much comes up with the most logical conclusion that the Zero Division has been wiped out and Ichigo didn't make it in time, which he's mostly right. But at this point, the Seirete, or rather the entire Soul Society, Hueco Mundo, and even the living world will all be destroyed.
Well, we all now know who's. I mean, like ultimately, I think I was able to kind of like be okay with saying, okay, well, the Soul Society might be destroyed, but they might remake another one. But if everything's gonna be destroyed, then ultimately, I think Yobok cannot win in this regard. You know.
I don't know if he's really concerned about that per se, as we'll kind of see as we go along here.
What do you mean concerned? Like,
well, like I don't think he minds that everything's gonna be destroyed.
Well, yeah, no. I'm just saying, like, for me, I was like, okay, well, maybe Yobok wins in the sense that he destroys Serite, but you know, if the real world was being destroyed too, then I know for sure that no matter what happens in the next few chapters, that Ichigo's going to somehow slow down, or someone's going to slow down or stop the destruction. You know what I'm saying? Like,
because Earth always has to survive.
Yeah, Earth has to survive, and technically Heaven too. Because honestly, there's no all those souls. Because there's more souls in Heaven than it is on Earth, based on just simply how much people die on Earth, and how long their lifespans are in Heaven or the Soul Society. Yep.
So moving along here, Yawok's pretty much just bragging about what's happening here. The Soul King was created by Soul Society to bring stability to the staggering, chaotic mass of traffic caused by souls traveling in and out. Now that he's gone, Soul Society will return to its former existence, as will the Precipice World, or Dangai, Hueco Mundo, and even the real world. Everything will crumble in the same way. And Ichigo, good job, buddy, because you did it.
What a troll.
Anyway, and at this point, Yoruichi's a hot one, launches her attack.
And then, you know, of course, I don't think Yobok gives a shit, because, you know, he's probably just gonna walk through this stuff and just be like, "Oh, it didn't work on me." But before that, you obviously asks Orihime the obvious. Well, tells the Orihime the obvious command, which is, "Hey, use your power to return the Soul King back to normal." You know,
and it seems to not work.
Which, yeah, maybe because Quincy's have a very damaging effect on, you know, because they don't purify the soul, they completely eliminate it, which is different. But I kind of laughed at this point and said, well, if she can't do that, then what is what is her use now, you know?
Yeah, of course. Is it because of what the Quincy's did to him, Soul King, or just because of the Soul King itself?
Well, I do know that she can't. Well, she has a hard time restoring like damaged by strong opponents. Like, I remember when Ichigo was damaged by like Ulquiorra, she had a hard time kind of like healing him too. But she's supposed to have improved tremendously. So I seriously though, like, just
she was actually able to try this time.
It's just seeing her fail at this crucial moment, while predictable, is also laughable, simply because one sec. Simply because it's just like, what has she done in this past like
anything?
What, 6 years? Yeah, like how long has this manga been going without Orihime actually doing something useful? I mean, so what's the point of having her now? Like, I bet you that any damage anyone's going to take from this point onwards, she probably can't heal as quickly, or if at all. So. Yep. Yeah, what is her point? I mean, you know what's annoying me? She can easily be the strongest person in this group, but she isn't, because she's a pacifist, or is close to being a pacifist.
Yeah.
Because now she's okay with like fighting when it comes to self-defense, but like, because I think they say like if she actually had the mindset to attack and hurt people, she could easily surpass like anyone. But the fact that she doesn't makes her like the weakest person ever, except maybe Chad. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how weak Chad is, but he's still weak though.
Yeah. Notice neither of us is saying how strong Chad could have gotten in this time. because we know better.
Yeah. And
like I said, with these videos, I've been pointing out the fact that we have zero faith in these people.
Yeah.
Back in Soul Society, Renji's wondering what the hell they can do, and Ukitake's just staring off, thinking he's no longer so chipper.
Yeah. First off, I want to say this: they showed the soaking many times, like his face, and I gotta wonder, was it when you first saw the Soaking's face? What was your reaction? Because first we thought he was like this enigma, this guy who you couldn't see, you kind of only in terms of like an idea, like this is Soul King who's supposed to bind everything together. Now that you see him, now that he looks like Aizen, what do you just think, And
I never really caught the resemblance to Aizen, though. I think you might be right, might be onto something with that. I don't know, like I was expecting like an actual king, an actual character, not just what seems to be like a lodestone for the universe.
Because he's literally a stone. Like, he's not just encased in a stone. He is a stone. Like, there's no emotion going on whatsoever. At least say something. At least do something before you inevitably get killed. I mean, are they gonna at least maybe have a flashback to when he was actually talking and walking, or are they gonna do something with this guy? If they just kill him off like this and never like talk about him again, it's just gonna be like, well, that was lame.
Yeah, that was kind of pointless.
Yeah.
Anyway, and the chapter pretty much ends on Ukitake thinking about how his buzz suddenly got killed.
Yeah. Hey, is that the black stuff on his left side of his face? Is that like the writing, or is that actually
I'm not entirely sure if that's something actually happening, or if it's actually like writing on the sound effect or something else.
I will say this though, like a lot of people saying, "Bring out Aizen. Let's do it. Bring out Aizen." Do you think they're gonna actually bring out Aizen in this moment, like around, or at least maybe in the next couple chapters? And Aizen gonna come out as like just as planned. I don't know.
I hope not, because as much as we've complained about the pacing here, that if they bring out Aizen, we're gonna have like a whole chapter of him talking about how he arranged this whole escape.
Yeah. But I wonder what Ukitake's doing, because he's always been that weirdo, that weird type of character where he's all really nice, and you he's strong, but then he ends up doing kind of the things that you never expected him. Like, say he was the one who was keeping track of Ichigo. He was the one who it's just like, yeah, and of course he also has that weird like possible Bankai thing.
Yeah.
And and of course, not to mention that I think he was also he was doing something too. Like, wasn't he planning? I totally forgot what was he in on the plan that they were going to maybe sacrifice Ichigo, or is that just Kisuke? I forgot.
Don't think anyone else has been on this plan. Kisuke seems to be holding everything close to the chest.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah. And by the way, when I say you plan to sacrifice Ichigo, that's just the hypothetical, just a speculation. So.
Yeah, but still, it's like it's at the very least one or two other people accused him of it.
Yeah. Okay. So obviously the pacing is kind of slow. I mean, not much happens. I mean, everything that's been happening in this chapter was literally portrayed in the last panel of the last chapter. Now we just have everyone's reactions to it.
One of the comments on here, like, Aizen will show up, and then we will have 20 chapters of him and Yewok arguing with each other about how they have won.
Yeah, but it'd be interesting. Outside of that, just because Aizen and Yobako always like on top of these guys like all the time, like, oh, you're below me, blah blah blah. Let's see if those guys actually just talk, just because they're supposedly so high and so confident of, and.
Well, if nothing else, Aizen likes to talk, so.
Yeah, Yobako likes to talk. He says, "Don't make me repeat myself." Yet he's repeated himself like 5 times already.
Yoruichi even calls him on it. You sure like to talk, don't you?
Yeah. See. So as I was, so my theory. Remember that Yubak was born with the ability without any senses whatsoever, right? And he was basically the only thing. He was just alive. He was just something that was alive.
Yeah.
Right. And obviously, I think that's the one thing he fears.
Merely only existing.
Yeah. I think he's always
Something that occurs to me here, just as quick aside. How do I know the Soul King's not the same?
Like he can't feel or see or
like
yeah.
If Yewok is actually his son, like it's suggesting.
Yeah, and maybe the being a crystal somehow prevents the decay of his senses. We don't.
Or
Maybe,
from him stealing powers like Ewok did.
possibly, but he's dead now, so it doesn't matter.
It's
Or
a
does
moot
it?
point. No,
No,
I
it
don't.
doesn't. Or maybe it might come back later, like a an idea. But so anyway, but I think Yobach hated this. He hated it, and maybe he blamed his father for basically, having him inherit this ability. And I think maybe, just maybe, he's trying to get revenge on the world by letting everyone else experience the same thing that he has experienced. Because you think about it, by destroying the world, and he's destroying heaven, he's destroying probably hell too. Where is everyone going to go? Nothingness, right?
Yep.
So by experiencing nothingness, everyone in a way has experienced what I guess maybe Yua Bog has fears most, or definitely what he's experienced in his baby years, and maybe
Yep.
possible, maybe during his lifetime more than once. So I think maybe that's his goal. Maybe his entire goal was just to say, here's the hell that I've been through. Have a taste of it.
Yep. Like I said, he seems to be just like a lot more petty and spiteful than he likes to come off as.
Yeah.
Like he likes to present himself as.
Because if you think about it, by destroying the world, unless he's going to somehow create a new one, what's the point?
I don't think he cares about creating a new one. He just wants to throw everything into chaos.
Yeah, but then he's gonna be the king of nothing. So it's like,
I don't think
literally, he'd actually be the king of nothing.
Again, though, I don't think he's actually concerned about that.
I know. Well, I mean, he's a little arrogant, and everyone has to call him His Majesty, and he seems to like the fact that, well, not only seem to like it, but like, if you don't call him His Majesty, he'll just shoot you in the freaking leg. I don't know. It's just like, he seems at points you think like he doesn't care, but other points is like, wow, he just shot that guy in the head for not like bowing 2 centimeters, lower than he usually does. I don't know. Like, it's just. Yo Block, I think, is still a big enigma, and I guess that's intentional.
Yeah.
But I just really want to see. I just want him to stop talking. I want to stop focusing on the side characters, and for once, I just want to see Ichigo and Yo Block actually do something. Because when is the last time Ichigo's actually done something? Let's not count the Quincy girls, because honestly, that was the most bullshit thing I've ever read. Well, one of them. Because because the girls, you don't want to kill them? Oh my gosh, this is ridiculous. They killed probably hundreds of Shinigami. They're just as bad as anyone else because they're girls. Suddenly, you shouldn't kill them. This is ridiculous. Like,
well, he did come back to Soul Society, which gave Yowok the way to get up there. He did that.
I mean, something that helps.
And it's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a long ass while.
Because I think his last big event before that was getting curb stomped by Yowok personally.
And then before that, getting trapped in a box by Kyrge. Oh, Kyger, whatever his name is. How you pronounce his name?
I don't even know which ones are which anymore, so it doesn't
matter. I know you spell it, I just don't ever. Kyrge, I just call him Kyrge. Kyrge, yeah.
The one thing with Bleach is they introduce so many characters so fast, and then just kill them off so fast as well in this case, that I don't even really pay attention to who is who anymore.
Yeah, he couldn't even finish off Kyrge. I mean, seriously, like, you couldn't finish that guy, then just, what has Ichigo done other than beat the crap out of that Arankar who died like almost immediately afterwards? Like, he hasn't done anything. This
pretty much been played like a puppet the entire time so far.
Yes, I'm getting annoyed now. Just I'm going back through what he's done in this arc, and it's been absolutely not. I get maybe this is intentional. Maybe Kubo's like, you know what? If this is the last arc, I want to give more attention to the side characters, but that doesn't mean you should give no attention or this little attention to the main character because he's the main character. Okay, I get that you don't want him to win every fight, and I get that he shouldn't have to fight every fight, but my gosh, he hasn't done anything, and when he has done something, it makes you face palm even more. It makes you wish that he hasn't done that too.
Pretty much.
Oh man. Okay, I think that's about it. That's probably.
Yeah, Bleach is just where it is right now. We might get something next week, but we'll have to see about that.
You know what Bleach is right now? Bleach just exists. It is nothing, but yet something at the same time.
Bleach is what Yowok fears the most.
Yes, this is what we all fear the most. Absolute nothingness. I don't feel anything when reading this now.
Does that mean Yowok succeeded?
I think he has. I think it's so powerful. It's affected like the actual real world.
It's broken the fourth wall.
Yeah. It's I mean, Bleach literally it's a rock now. It just exists. Ugh.
All right. Like I said, that was Bleach chapter 615. All is lost, but not lost enough. We're gonna wrap that up here for now and move on to our next review, which should be One Piece. Go ahead and take us away.
Last thing before I want to say anything is that say anything else is that Bleach better make me feel some damn emotion. Just that's all I'm gonna say. I don't want to feel like a rock. Okay. All right then. Bye.